Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the Michigan Professional State Championships. We have 9 holes left to go to declare ourselves a state champion. We have a couple options here, but right now the front runners is either a 3-time state champion in Andrew Marwede, or it'll be a 2-time and back-to-back defending Luke Taylor at right now, who are the front runners, as our leaders currently right now sitting at 28 and 27 under par. It is a race between them. You're still not too far behind them, but you need a little bit of help probably to get back in that race, and trying to fend off anyone else who's trying to make a charge right now for that podium finish. Going to come over here to hole 10. Sam, break us down for us what this hole needs for a birdie.
Hole 10, you have to hit this initial gap going pretty straight. Miss these trees on your right. Don't hyzer out too far to the left. That is not good in there. You won't have much of a shot. Upshot's going to be about a 200-foot either left side gap or right side gap. Have a bit of a backstop so you can give the basket a little bit of a run. But first order of business is hit this gap, which Andy's done really well so far, and I like how he puts a little bit of turn on this. Gets a little unlucky with that, with those leaves. I think he would have gotten a lot more distance if he hadn't hit those, but he's still in a great spot.
You can see him do a little lean after he let go. He's like, miss those leaves, miss them.
And Andy has executed the game plan 100% so far. He is currently 9 through 9 and started the round 3 back.
Yeah.
And now has a 1-stroke lead, which none of us thought was going to happen. So
I don't think that's on Marwede's game plan. You said that.
We're definitely at the edge of our seats.
Oh, yeah.
On this card and right here.
Yeah, I'd love to see how is Luke going to respond to this? Is he going to be able to turn the corner and retake control? Is Marwede just in cruise control like he was, a few years ago when he shot the 1071 rated, right? Is it over already, whether we know it or not? We don't know yet. It is worth noting that this is the hardest hole on the round today.
Really?
Yes, tied with hole 4.
Gets a little bit lucky through that.
Yeah, he does. He's kind of split gap there.
Yeah, missed his line a little bit. Still able to get through. Got a bit of a compromised backswing right here, so just trying to get myself up there to get a putt.
Yeah. He had pretty good power there, even from just that, from a knee, no run up, no nothing. You just kind of got a good snap on that.
I was actually surprised myself. I didn't expect it to go that far, and so it's. I would have thrown something more stable.
Sure.
I could have had to put that much power on it.
It's like, look at your hand, like, I have power. What? Luke here in a great position. I actually like this as far as you can go and left, because it opens up this kind of fairway into a very, very doable approach.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more simple where you're not having to throw a straight to almost Anheuser shot that some people are throwing. You can almost throw hyzer through
Right.
there.
Oh, it tickled the branch, whatever you're trying to go for. Got to knock it down. But it's going to be by the basket for your par look. Hey.
That's a great putt.
Yeah, Gavin's looking more confident on the green right now.
Good pace, came out really clean. I think he's finally got it going, and a couple more birdies and climb himself up the leaderboard.
I'm not a big fan of people believing that there are camera jitters, because I just don't think that's a thing. But I do believe that there is kind of this jitter that can happen when you are not necessarily a high-level pro that's recognized that way, and you're thrown on a card with 3 people that are recognized as being favorite at events, 2 of them touring pros, 1 just playing at Worlds and stuff. I feel like that can play a little effect. Like, I kind of want to keep pace with these guys, and you kind of compare accidentally or not. And so he looks much more comfortable now as we come into the backswing here, and his game's looking really good.
Yeah, and just playing on even if he's obviously shown that he has the skill to be here.
Absolutely.
Myself, even Luke, who's pretty young. He's been playing his entire life. Andy's been on tour, so there's a lot of experience.
Yes.
Competing, and Gavin doesn't have as much experience with that competition.
Right.
But doing well, got himself on the lead card here
Final
at the state
day.
championships
Yep.
on the 3rd day. Can't ask for much more than that.
Right. Marwede went to that traditional, well, I shouldn't say traditional, his traditional,
but
anti-traditional route of going to the left side, the other hole's fairway, so that he can open up that approach shot. Gavin does a nice job of getting the center fairway, hits it low. We're going to see Luke try to go for maximum distance as long as he can miss those branches.
And what you'll notice about this hole is you're able to throw the disc a lot higher than you have in years past, where it's really opened up those trees. So, Luke is using every bit of ceiling that he's got, and I'm going to follow him, try to get a little bit further left because I'm not going for max distance on this.
I think it was last year at States where Luke missed inside through that canopy all 3 times, but never touched a thing and landed in a great spot. And so this year, not so much of a problem.
I love that. Just stick to your game plan. That's not how the hole was designed, but it's a play and it's working.
Pretty sure you guys messed with me on this hole a little bit, right? You guys made me go back and forth almost for a minute. I ran all the way over to get to Marwede, and then someone said, "Never mind, it's gonna be Sam." And I started to turn around, no. And it was good to feel that breath of fun still happening here, because this is an intense.
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if you're gonna mess with anyone, you should mess with the cameraman. 100% agree.
And I really like what Gavin did here. He threw a straighter shot off the tee, which is harder because you go into those woods, that's out of bounds.
Yeah.
And that opens up the backhand for him to throw another straight shot into the green, so he doesn't have to throw a big turnover because he's not going to throw the sidearm. Let's see if he can knock down this putt.
Oh, yes.
And that's a really well-played hole.
Yeah.
This hole plays much tougher for him than it does for the rest of us. Although I'm not really sure about Andy. I don't know how hard that first shot is because I've never tried it.
I mean, he hit it 2 out of 3 rounds.
True. Ooh. He's home.
There's no pictures on the scorecard, just high definition 1080p. Oh, that means there's 60 pictures per second. Never mind. Ignore what I said. Hole 12, 424 feet. Sam, this looks like an easy hole. There's nothing really appearing in the way, but why doesn't everyone just birdie it every time?
Well, it looks uphill, but it's not. And so you can't throw as big of a hyzer as you'd like to. Those trees on the right side that are on the hole, a couple holes ahead, keep you from throwing too far right. So you're having to throw a little bit of a straighter shot or a flex shot, as Andy is, showing us really, really well. Your best shot is going to be pretty much a laser right at the basket.
It's looking at the stats right now, this hole played at middling of the pack in round 1, the second hardest hole in round 2, and now in round 3 is the 4th easiest. So, this, depending on wind, this hole goes from either very doable to nearly impossible.
Mm-hmm.
If this comes back, it's going to be really good. Nope.
He went with the fairway driver, so he didn't quite have that finish at the end.
Yeah. Is that his Athena again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing is... He makes that thing look super flippy. Oh, if this holds, it could be really good.
Need a little skip.
Like that one right there. That's spectacular. Use the ground play to your advantage. Great shot from you. This is a big putt coming from Luke here.
Absolutely.
Needs this to not lose ground on Marwede, who's been perfect.
Come on.
Yes, let's go.
That one feels good.
And that's going to be our Disc Golf Threads replay of the round. Look good, feel good, play good at your next event. Check out discgolfthreads.com for your disc golf apparel needs. And this looks way better. Not soft, it's on pace. I mean, this looks like confident putting Luke here. And I think he knows this is a good momentum builder for him here.
Yeah, if there was any doubts in his mind after losing the lead and now trying to chase Andy down, he just got rid of those doubts.
Yeah. Oh, he's been doing so well. Missed that one a little bit low. Definitely one he wanted. You can see his reaction.
Andy puts it close again, and yet
12
another
through 12.
birdie.
Yeah. I mean, as a cameraman, you're looking at this thinking, ooh, course record.
And
Guarantee you.
Luke's playing well.
He is. But I guarantee you Marwede's not even thinking at all about course record at all right now. He's thinking, I have 1 stroke lead on Luke, and I got to do everything I can to maintain that. Hole 13 is a very gettable hole for us, 287 feet, so it's very close. The difficult part about this hole is the green. Luke, or excuse me, Sam, you're not Luke, Sam. What is difficult about this green the most as in terms of the tee shot and the putt?
The slope of the green. You are off your tee shot, you're probably going to want to land it at the top of the hill and then just kind of peter down or almost throw it in. That's also an option.
But there's that hill.
Yep. And so you see he landed on the hill, and that can be tough to stick there. So I think the goal for this one is to land it at the top of the hill, to slow it down, and then try to get it to finish as flat as possible, or at least as slow as possible, as Luke's doing here with a stable disc.
Oh, yeah. Big time shot from Luke there. And you can't see the basket, obviously. There's not even a flag, so you have no idea where position is unless you've gone and peeked at it or you've played here 10,000 times. Settle, 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 settle. I do like the choice of a mid-range or putter because I feel like you get less ground play than you do with like Marwede's fairway driver, because if that catches an edge, it's going to stay on that edge longer, it feels like.
For sure.
Gavin with really good distance control, but he's going to leak a little left. He's going to be our first man up here with a putt.
And it's a pretty safe putt from where he's at. Ooh, just complete this release on that one and shake that one off and clean up his par.
For 13 in a row.
Ooh, sit down.
I didn't expect to miss high.
No, you don't from there.
Yeah, usually you think it's going to be low, but interesting. Good putt from you.
Yeah, putting from anywhere outside of 20 feet, you're thinking, if I'm going to hit metal, I've got to hit chains.
Yes.
It's got to stay in because, we didn't see it here, but there's a lot of rollaways, and I've seen disc go all the way into the woods off of hitting the basket.
Oof. Fortunate break for Marwede not to go anywhere other than by the basket, and just like that, that confidence Luke has been building with 4 birdies in a row, he has now retied it with Marwede. We only have a few holes left to settle this. Hole 14, 340 feet, kind of a distance check. It's uphill, limited ceiling off the tee as well, but you really just want to throw backhand hyzer. Just get it close. This needs to be a gettable hole. This is usually the easiest hole of the course. Looking at the scores right now, it is on the easier side. Not the easiest hole this time, though.
No, and really the only challenge of this hole here is the wind, because you can't feel the wind from where we're standing. So you really have to just pick a disc and trust it. And Luke's is just holding out there a little more than he would like.
It almost feels like you don't want to be on the first one to tee off on a hole like this. You kind of value that extra bit of information, seeing how the wind's going to interact with the disc, just to give yourself a better chance at a birdie.
Yeah, having a wind dummy is really helpful to kind of see what's happening. And he goes probably a little wider than he would like, but that's going to work out.
Oh, yeah. Going to try to put the pressure right back on Luke there. Gavin,
this disc is a really overstable disc. He threw this a couple holes back and worked out really well for him. You think that this is too far out, but and it is, but it was trying to fight back.
Right. It's fighting the wind, and he put that on a bit of angle, and he palmed on it too, and still it was trying to fight.
This could be a big putt if he can knock this down.
Oh. A little high, a little left. Definitely a hole you don't want to miss.
Yeah, and it can be tough. There's going to be quite a bit of wind on this putt because we are at the highest point of the course, and the course generally gets pretty windy. So, You know, you could see Luke put it a little bit higher, a little bit slower to try and make sure if he's gonna miss to not
doesn't go 95 feet away.
Give himself a 4.
Yeah.
But just like that, Andy's gonna take the lead again.
Yeah, he's gonna take it right back. But with the next hole coming up, really, I feel like this next hole, hole 15, is the biggest barrier for both of these guys. Like, this is the hole that will make or break their round, depending on how this shakes down. Because with the double Mando, 2-stroke swings are very viable here.
This is the most pressure-filled drive that we have left in this round. If you miss the Mando, then it's pretty much guaranteed a 4. The drop zone putt, it's gettable, but you're 80, 90 feet.
Right.
It's a tough putt. So really, really important to hit the gap and hopefully birdie.
Yeah, I'd say, like, for both of those guys, it can't be worse than a 3. 3 has to be the cap for both of them on this hole. If it's a 4, in either direction, if Marwede takes a 4, it's detrimental to his momentum, and it's going to give Luke a great opportunity. And for Luke, if he takes a 4, it's almost guaranteed that he's going to put himself too far behind.
This is hyzering.
That does not look good.
Luckily, it's low enough and catches those bushes. He's probably going to be looking at a par from there. You know, he's tall enough to basically stand in the fairway.
The one time it isn't good for you is if it's in the bush. Then he has to climb in there.
This is hyzering a little much, but he's going to have a putt.
Yep. Nudge the Mando. It's going to be an open putt. We might see that swing back in the other direction.
Ooh, this is wide. Hit something.
I wonder if it's that's an intentional. I mean, the disc looked pretty stable, but
I think he was intending that hyzer line. I've seen that. I've thrown that shot, but just a little bit of a grip lock and probably missed his line by about 20 feet. Andy's just going to elect for a par. Not really a whole lot from his position there. Challenging upshot from Gavin here because he's still got to get through the Mando.
We saw Will be in a similar position as well. Gavin's he's gonna land in a pretty similar spot as well, trying to put an ante on that putt, try to curve it around. It's a difficult angle.
Let's see if Luke can tie it up.
Get in there. Oh.
Almost had it.
Yeah, that was the door that he wanted open. Oh, geez. Good-looking putt from you there. Just a smidge too low. There you go.
Good par.
Couple more tap-ins. No fireworks for our lead card here. No major stroke swings, but had a couple opportunities for one. That's going to move us to the last 3 holes, and
it's going to make it a little bit tougher for Luke now.
Yeah.
He didn't get that birdie, and Andy has hole 16 here is going to be a pre-stock hyzer, so we're all expecting to birdie this. Not a lot of danger on the next hole. Really, I think it's going to come down to
18. Yeah, I think 18 is this. We've seen Luke birdie it already this round. He parred it in round 2. Marwede has bogeyed it twice. Right? And so 18. So I mean, at this point, if you're Marwede, you're saying you can't go into hole 18 tied. You want to go into hole 18 with a stroke lead if you can. Yep. And so as long as you can birdie here, then you force Luke to also have to birdie in order to be in the opportunity that he wants to be in. So he's just trying to make sure he birdies these 2 holes, gets himself in position. We see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, Luke is definitely going to be in the mindset right now of birdie out. Andy with a good drive here, which really looks like he's got to get. Yep.
Yeah,
it's looking pretty good.
I wonder if that's going through his head right now, because I think in Marwede's head, he's guaranteeing a playoff at worst if he can birdie 2 of the last 3 holes and par the other one. And I'm wondering if that's in his head calculating a little. Maybe it's not. That's overthinking it probably, but really 2 birdies kind of ensures that he can't lose the tournament because he's not going to ace any of these holes.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, he's not going to put himself in a position where he's taking a big risk and he's going to lose the tournament.
Right.
And so he is really, these 2 holes, he's worrying about birdieing these 2 holes.
Yeah.
And then assess your position on hole 18
Yep.
and decide what to do from there. If he birdies these 2, then I don't think he's going to get terribly aggressive on hole 18. He's going to be okay with a par.
Luke maybe a little hitch there. Left it with good power, but swings it right of the basket. This leaves a huge door open for Marwede, who might be able to sneak a stroke away. And he does.
He gets another one. So far, only 2 pars on the round.
Yeah. He has been playing, I mean, near perfection. As close as you can get to it on a day like today.
And come to think of it, Andrew has played the last 2 holes, a cumulative 2 over par for the tournament. He has not birdied hole 17.
Correct. He hasn't birdied this one, and he's bogeyed the hole 18 twice. You are absolutely correct.
He's kept it 2 wide in round 1 and round 2. So really needs to make a correction here.
And he doesn't get a win read. He's on the front of this card, which is very relevant for him because if he doesn't get a good win read, it's going to make it hard. Oh, never mind. He gets 1. Never mind. You've been birdieing. I forgot. Sorry, my bad. You've been shredding. You've been shredding. My bad.
Let's see. I'm trying to get plenty of height on this one, get the wind to carry it, leave that one quite a bit short.
So with a little bit of information here, can Marwede capitalize, get himself close? Ooh, this is turned.
That's turned. That's not going to come back.
Okay, this opens the door again, Luke.
And that's tough. I'm not sure how much he's going to want to run that putt. We'll see where Luke ends up off of his drive. Gavin going that really overstable disc, and I think that's going to work out.
Yeah, in circle. Nice shot from him. And this has got to be a pretty much well-executed shot for Luke. He wants to put the pressure back on Marwede, make him feel like he might need to run it.
Yeah, absolute must birdie.
It's swinging.
I think he's got the distance.
All right.
That is going to be a nervy putt. This has not been a good basket to him this turn.
Yeah, I was going to say round 1 was brutal.
Andy giving that a slow bid, not being too aggressive on that, and it's extremely windy here. You can see I'm just electing to lay this one out.
We're just not going to risk anything. We're just going to get back within 1 with 18 left to play. Oh, left it out wide right again. Maybe there's a hitch going on with his putt right now, but
I don't know if he thought he was going to get a little bit more push into the chains.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Oh, and you could see in the powder that wind went from right to left on him, so he maybe was expecting that wind to kind of guide it back left a little bit more. And now he needs to make this. Oh, my.
Another one.
This hole has been so mean to him.
And now with Andy tapping in, he's going to have a 3-stroke lead.
Yeah, with 1.
He's likely going to be just chipping that forehand through the initial gap on hole 18 and laying up for a par.
Yeah, I mean, even a bogey birdie swing is not going to be enough on hole 18. So, Luke's got to be, the only way he can get there is if Marwede makes a detrimental error off the tee to where he'll essentially have to re-tee and still bogey from that position. It is noteworthy that the wind has shifted pretty drastically. In rounds 1 and 2, it was kind of a right to left, a little bit of a tail, so you could, the Nick Gill play, go wide right, high hyzer, and you can almost guarantee you're going to be in front of the basket and pitch up if you wanted to do that play, is now completely out of the picture. That the wind has completely changed. That play is just not even viable. So we'll see what happens here. See if Luke can get a good wind read and get close to the basket, and see if Marwede can execute and just get himself a guaranteed victory here.
Yeah, and we have a pretty strong headwind, and I'm just a little bit nose up, and that gets my disc to stall out into some nasty bushes, which is not out of bounds, but it's not easy from in there.
Not fun either, yeah.
Actually goes backhand. I wonder if the wind just, made him, if there's something about the wind that made him think that forehand was not the play.
Because I feel like even if he threw his most overstable disc on forehand and not even go for the basket, just hit the gap and let it hyzer in the fairway, it feels like that's the easiest 3 to take. But
great shot by Gavin.
Yeah, to get himself within circle 2 is a great shot.
And Luke is thinking ace.
Oh, that'd be so sick to ace this hole. Through the Athena, flippy, just misses his line. Pretty much a formality at this point, I would say. Everyone just trying to get close. Finish up our tournament if we can. Luke does a nice job, gets himself right by the basket.
At this point, just keep your head in the game, finish out the tournament, and watch as Andy
going for skip shot.
trying to get fancy with it.
His caddy's lost all control.
Not far from the basket, but it's a kind of a tough spot. You see, I got to throw a little forehand there. Get myself inside the circle. All right, come on, Gavin. Finish it out with some fireworks. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. That's so good. Good way to finish your tournament.
Yeah, great job by Gavin. Had a good stretch in there. Finishes out strong. And, lead card at the state championship. Well done.
We'll see if he can make it again next year. Build off of that momentum. Marwede's going to pitch up, and from his previous state championship, where he was the only player to birdie this hole all 3 rounds and won a commanding state title, he is now going to bogey it all 3 times and win a state championship, which is probably not what he wanted to do, but whatever gets you.
If it's enough is enough.
That's right. Luke taps in his par. And Marwede will become a 3-time state champion.
Absolutely incredible round. 3 pars and a bogey, birdied everything else. Incredible start to his round. Getting the first 12.
Yeah. 14 through the first 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Michigan Discraft Professional State Champion, Andrew Marwede.
Great to see you, bud. Congratulations again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Thanks to my sponsor, DGA, Great Lakes Disc especially, Squash Disc Golf, Circle 1, and Mitten Bags. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
And that's going to do it. Marwede now the defending champion of this title. Maybe we'll see him next year. Maybe he'll go for championship number 4. Take a look at our scores real quick at the back 9 there. Not as green, but man, what a spectacular round for Marwede to bring this one back and able to take it down. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. This may be our last tournament of the year, but we will be back next year better than ever, looking to do more coverage. You don't want to miss out on any of that. Sam, thank you so much for being with me today.
Hey, what a great tournament.
Yeah, for you and for everyone else. We'll see you all next time.